Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga, woof. I'm an 88 pack nigga, woof. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I see the family in the building. I want to skip the roll call this morning. We're going to get right into this. Salute to all my family. Salute to all the trolls, all the D-watchers. Let's get to the business. My brother Oddfellow is in the building.
Y'all know what it is. It's your favorite gig, your most hated Oddfellow, back for another one on Drew Titan Show. Getting a dig. Bronx on deck. Salute to the usual suspect 6. You know what I mean? Salute to the LDBC. Salute to Marco Boxing. You know, dig. I saw you getting fly with it. You know what I mean? Getting fly with it with the stand-up little speed bag and whatnot.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, you gotta keep sharp in the house.
That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Continue to sharpen up the skills and you know what I mean, and put it out there like that. That's what I do. I be shadow boxing all the time, waiting, putting the food in the microwave, 5 minutes, boom, I'm in front of the microwave. You know what I mean? Shadow boxing. You know what I mean?
I gotta be honest, man. For 47, I'm feeling pretty good still.
Yeah.
That's
right. Not bad. For 47.
Everybody continue to do that. You know what I mean? Practice on you know what I mean? Shadow boxing. You know what I mean? Doing their little drills every single day. You know what I mean? Part of the lifestyle. Part of the lifestyle.
Have to. It's good for the body and the mind.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Once again, salute to everybody up in the chat. I'm glad to be here this morning to cook on a pound for pound list me and the brothers have put together. We hear all these. We got other platforms and other major media that put out their pound for pound lists, such as ESPN, the Ring magazines and such. You know what I mean? We even got shout out to Champside. He has a pound for pound list. Want y'all to take in Champside, just drop some dope content.
Yeah.
Black Murderers Row.
That was crazy.
Tap into that. You know what I mean? He's been dropping tidbits on his IG. You know what I mean? And I've been scrolling through, seeing some of them, and it's taking me like, I'm highly interested. You know what I mean? To take in the full documentary now. You know what I mean? So it sounds like some good work's been put out by Champside. But that's another guy that's put out a pound for pound list. Now you see guys that are based in the LDBC, you know what I mean, the usual suspect 6. And we figured, I mean, we talk boxing daily, you know what I mean? And not only just amongst ourselves, we live with it, whether it's on the Beltway, whether it's usual suspect Sundays on 503's platform, whether it's at Reacher 45 on his platform. We talking boxing, you know what I mean? So we found it. We didn't think it was out of line for us to, if we talk boxing damn near every day, we might as well be trying to do some ranking. Come up with a system where we're ranking these fighters, because we're talking about these fighters each and every day. So I think we have the right to do that. You know what I mean? So we came up with a process. You know what I mean? We came up with a process, and I don't know if you want to interject, Drew, before I get into the process, but yeah, I'll land on that.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw up this picture, and I want you to explain the process. But before I do that, Marco, you ever done a pound for pound list as of late? You ever done that?
Not maybe like 6 months ago.
Okay. Do you have it handy by chance?
The one from then, or the one that, or my list now? Because I think it's changed.
Yeah, your list now, the most recent. You have something now?
Yeah, I could come up with it quick. Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll discuss it. Let me throw up the picture, usual suspects pound for pound list, and listen in the chat. Feel free to interject if you disagree with something. Let us know. So our fella, what's the criteria for this pound for pound list? There's only 6 right here, but these are the 6.
Mine has to be 6.
No. You can be whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, it could be whatever it is. The usual suspects. We since we're six entities within the usual suspects. We wanted to do a little bit different and have a top 6 instead of the usual top 5. You know what I mean? So to break down how we came about this, each of the usual suspect 6, we place our votes. Each position you see is rated with we do a point system. So for instance, number 1 is worth 6 points. Number 6 is worth 1 point. Mm-hmm. So everybody puts out they list their top 6, and then it gets calculated in our system, and then the points come out that way. You see that the number 1 right now is Terrence Bud Crawford. This was the first time we've done this pound for pound list where a fighter scored a perfect 36 points, meaning that everybody in the usual suspects had him number 1 on the pound for pound. 6 times 6. Essentially, that's the mathematics behind it. You know what I mean? So that's how the calculations are determined, and how the list is determined. Now, each of us as 6 individuals, we have our own criteria. We have, once again, 6 of us individuals, we have our own criteria with regards to the pound for pound. We don't have the same criteria across the board. That's where it differs. And with that being said, I'll break down my criteria for what I like to see on the pound for pound. Now, within my criteria, I look at accolades. Is the fighter a belt collector? Does he have multiple belts or belts in more than one division? Has he been undisputed? Or is he just a guy that's out there bag chasing, fighting trinkets like a Reggie belt? None of those guys are on this list, as you see. I look at style translation. Do you have a style that's able to transcend different divisions, different weight classes? A style that is responsibly defensive on the defense, but just as efficient offensively. I think a lot of these guys on this list represent that. We want to look at the level of opposition. Are you fighting B-tier fighters that may not have a championship pedigree, were never former champions? Or are you fighting the best of the best, top 5 competition, former champions, current champions. Are you involved in undisputed fights and unifications? Level of opposition is very important in my criteria. Activity. You see all of these 6 guys, which aren't my 6 guys, mind you, but this is how the list shakes out to be. But with all of these 6 guys overall, activity is there. There's nobody on this list that has been dormant or been sitting on the shelf for a year and a half or 2 years.
Right.
These guys have been getting active and been putting in their work, so deservedly they should be on a list. I particularly do not reward guys that are sitting idle, holding up the sport of boxing and holding up their respective divisions. I think I have one last criteria I want to break down. Let me look at it real quick, and that is the manner of victory. That's important to me, Drew. The manner of victory. How are you defeating your opponent? Are you just squeaking it out in a controversial split type of decision? Or are you able to separate yourself? Are you able to separate yourself? Are you able to give off a clean sheet, 12 rounds to none, 11 rounds to 1 type shit? Are you able to stop your opponent, dominate your opponent? That's what I mean by the manner of victory. All these guys have shown that they're able to separate themselves even in bad circumstances. So I'll land the plane on that. Those are my criteria if anybody wants to chime in on that.
All right, that's I appreciate that because y'all didn't just throw things together. Y'all formulated a criteria. That point system is real dope. I like that. I've never heard that before. That's original.
Shout out to Cadillac Red, because I believe he was the genesis of the point system. He formulated it, and the brothers we added on to it. So yeah, shout out to Cadillac Red. We got the ideals and the usual suspects. Trust.
No doubt.
Trick Nolte in the building.
Trick Nolte in the building, my brother. He said salute this morning. Drew, Marco, and the odd fella. What up, man? How are you?
Oh, man.
No diggity doubt, man.
Oh, man.
Deep free. I see you, good brother. Supreme Beach, your Cadillac in the chat. He said, how the F did Shaqap make the list? He retired. His last fight was trash, and he don't move like a pound-for-pound fighter. Your response, fellow. Your response.
Until we see that WBC belt vacated, support still remains on the list. And one thing I must note, you know what I mean? It's nice to see the first smoke is coming from within inside the usual suspect. But, yeah, one thing I must note: these calculations, these lists, this list came out at the end of December. So the only minor change that might need to be made to this list is the fact that Better B of his 20-0, 20 KOs instead of what's written in posted up on there 19-0. I think the list would probably remain the same, but who knows in the next quarter when we do it in the beginning of spring. You might have some different guys, or guys might drop out if we see this belt vacated.
Yeah,
but as far as December, January, Shakur belonged to be on the list.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he had dropped the belt. Now, had he had led with dropping the belt, I'd have been like, oh shit, this kid's serious. But it's still in his house, and he's still paying the sanctioning fee. I mean, Mauricio Silliman's like, he's just talking. He's just talking. Let him blow off some smoke. I don't know what's going on business-wise, but something got his feathers ruffled, man. Marco.
What's up?
Let's go to your pound for pound list, and then we're gonna go to the usual suspects list. You can do top 5, top 6, top 10.
I I just jotted down 10 while you guys were talking. Now this is in no particular order. Do I have to do it in order? Because I didn't do it in an order particularly. It does have to be in order.
I think the top 3 should be in order. The top 3, because
Okay.
you need the number 1.
Okay. Motherfucker.
So you work backwards.
Yeah. Oh, got to work backwards. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. 10. Man, that's a tough one. All right. I'm gonna do. See, the number 1 is kind of easy for me. Number 3 is easy, but number 2 is my problem here. Who I'm gonna assign number 2.
All right.
Let's do. All right, I got it. All right, here we go. Number 3. And this probably is unpopular, but it's my list. David Benavidez.
That's number 3?
2, that's 3. Number 2, Devin Haney.
Okay.
And number 1, Bud.
Figured that.
And
Yep.
The rest of them, I got
Yep.
Tank, I got Usyk,
Mhm.
Inoue,
Mhm.
Bam Rodriguez,
Mhm.
Better BF.
Mhm.
And I know you're not going to like this one, but I still got to put him there. Canelo.
Mhm.
And you might not like this one either, but I got to put him there. Teofimo. And that's
Okay.
the 10.
Okay.
Drew's holding back the vomit in his mouth.
Yeah. I'll just shout off. I'll shoot off. I'll work backwards.
Okay.
I'll do like 7, 6. No, I'll do 7. Bam Rodriguez, Shaki Foster, Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, because they're kind of joint at the hip at this point. David Benavidez, Bud, and Devin Haney. I got Devin Haney number 1. Only because 2023 was a breakout year for him. It was for Bud though, because Bud, come on.
You didn't put
You
Bud
can't
though.
front on
You didn't just say Bud, right?
No, Bud number 2.
Oh, he was too.
Haney-
Okay, I missed.
Bud's number 2, Haney's number 1. But you know, Haney had a more productive year, and one of the criteria that I speak on also is also the movement around him. With Bud, it was all about Errol, and those brothers, thank God, sat down and got it done. With Haney, I also factor in the movement around him, which was motherfuckers moving around him. They just wouldn't fight him. You understand? He had to kick and scratch to get what he got. I factor in the fact that he went undisputed at 135 with all the talent at 135. I mean, think about it. Teofimo left the division because of Devin Haney. And it's well documented that Devin was chasing that guy around the whole time. He became undisputed under Tank Davis' watch. That happened. The A-side was supposed to stop that shit. And he never did it. They told us, we was like, hey, Tank, and more on that tomorrow. Hey, Tank, Devin's about to become undisputed. Belts don't matter. Huh? He an email champion. Well, where'd you get that WBA strap from? So the A-side allowed someone to become undisputed. He didn't stop it. He outclassed, and I know this wasn't all, 2023, but he outclassed George Kambosos twice. He won those belts on foreign soil. I'm looking at the road travel with Devin. And although Bud had a bit of a hard time, that was politics and bullshit. That him and Errol had to figure out, with the PBC's bullshit. And sidebar, I want to see 30 videos about Subriel Matias today. If not, all of y'all shut the fuck up. Y'all heard the latest news?
Nah.
Nah, what's that, Drew? What? Yo, Sabril's been he's been irking me lately. What you got?
Bro, last night, right before I went to bed, I was hit up in the DMs. I'll tell you, L Dub hit me in the DMs, and he said something about this last week. But it's important. You don't got to be first with news. It's better to wait and be accurate. So he said something, and he told me to watch for this. I said, okay. And then Jake Donovan with the article on boxing scene. This motherfucker is trying to fight in Puerto Rico, a homecoming fight against some voluntary Liam Paro. Word on the block is he's leaving the PBC. He only got 5 fights with the PBC against contenders. So he sees more value with a voluntary defense in Puerto Rico, right? After telling us he's more of a sale than Devin Haney because he's Latino. Nigga, you're black, but whatever. So he's fighting Liam Paro, the Australian cat, in Puerto Rico. It's not etched in stone yet, but that's what he's trying to go. You mean to tell me you see more value in a voluntary in Puerto Rico? You're leaving the PBC allegedly, and you're trying to go to Matchroom, which means the fight will probably be on DAZN. And you can't even fucking call Bill Haney back, which I know for a fact will be your highest payday. That'll be your highest payday over there. And a shot at unification and a chance to probably give Devin his first O. You'd rather have a title defense in Puerto Rico against a fucking Australian? I just said Liam Paro. Half the chat's like, who? I know who he is, but I watch boxing. Everyone's like, who? But Bill can't get no call back. I want to see 30 videos today calling this motherfucker a duck, calling him scared. Racket there. All that bullshit. That happened like midnight this morning. I said, I can't be, you can't be serious with this guy. I want to see about 30 videos today. I put the video up last night. There's 23 people. Some dude, of course, is a Latino dude, talking about I'm capping. I have a link in the description. Jake Donovan wrote it. This is what they're talking about instead of unification. Bill ain't even get a call back. This is the bullshit. I want to see 30 videos. Super Real Matias just ducked Devin. He just ducked unification to go fight in Puerto Rico against a dude that is not even on anyone's radar. And it's a voluntary. What does the word voluntary mean? That means he's offering to do it. He don't have to. Is he going to make more to all my big brains out there? Is he going to, the business minds, the boxing binds, right? Who like to do all kinds of dick math. Well, if he goes here and fights and then you carry the one and then the seats are $50, you niggas. What's worth more money? Fighting Liam Paro in Puerto Rico or fighting Devin Haney in the Bay or in Vegas and trying to give him his first O? I think Liam Paro he was injured or something. So you're going to fight this guy and duck unification? This is what I'm saying. And these are things I factor in my pound for pound list. That's why I don't got Shakur there, because he ducked Devin at 135. That's why I don't got Tank. I don't have Tank anywhere on no list. I took him off because he's strange. Y'all remember the old cameo song, She's Strange and I Like It? That's you motherfuckers with the Tank fans. He's strange and y'all like it. He's strange and y'all like it. I don't understand. Y'all a bunch of weirdos, man. But that's why those two dudes they ain't make my pound for pound list. Benavidez goes without saying. I look at the movement around him. The main movement at 168 around him is the undisputed champion. How do you ignore this guy? That's why Canelo's not on the pound for pound list. That's why Annoying in the Way from Japan is not on my pound for pound list. That man don't need my fucking help. The red carpet's rolled out for his punk ass. And don't look now. If Lomachenko beats Kambosos, they're gonna put him top 3 again. Because he'll be unified eventually. And Shakur and Tank, 135 is their responsibility. The only thing that's been consistent is Tank making reference to him smoking crack. Because that's got to be the answer. Because none of this shit makes sense. Everything we're talking about, we're not even clowning Tank at this point. We're looking at what this... Somebody go get his phone. Take his phone. It's getting work. Today, he'll do something stupid today. He'll do something stupid. But meanwhile, his quote-unquote family will pop up on BFTV's live stream yesterday and swear they're family.
What?
Oh, bro, you got to go listen to it, Marco. Just go to the live stream yesterday when he let that guy on the damn panel. All these dudes said, I just found you today. That's what he said. I listened to him. And BF was having a conversation with him, and all of a sudden it turns to come to the gym in Baltimore. And what this asshole didn't know is that Tank's actual camp, actual family, fucks with BF. See, niggas just found his channel, and then they'll call up and be like, yo, I'm from Baltimore. I'm with the team. And they'll claim they'll be waving the flag.
Who was the dude?
You false flagging. You know what it is to false flag in the hood? You could live on a block. But if you false flag, if you're not what you say you are, you can get killed for that. So this dude, this anyone, y'all know what I'm talking about. False flagging to get you killed. Don't go waving some shit and you won't get killed by the enemy. I don't know the kid, but I know other kid that was false flagging Crip. It ended up in a Crip neighborhood and they said something to him and he didn't know how to respond and he got beaten to a coma. That really happened. Long time ago, but that really happened. So this dude come on BF TV's show, and he was false flagging because BF was like, "What are you talking about? I talked to Tank's family. What are you talking about? I talked to the family. He got a hood pass to say what he says because all he thinks Tank is one of the best in the game, and all he wants is his fight." And what do we get? Videos of him getting his hair braided. What the fuck? Nigga, get in the ring and make something happen. Get in the ring and make something happen. This is crazy. How we want these fighters to do their goddamn job. And motherfuckers favorite fighters are just not doing their job. So that's what my pound for pound list is. You know, I understand Better Be Even Bivol. They should have fought 2-3 years ago. Undisputed, but I understand that it was the business in the way. But now they're getting it on, so someone's got to go. So I feel him on that. You know, Oshaki Foster, I think he's underrated. He's not on anyone's radar, so I'm showing the brother love. You know, Bam Rodriguez, he's getting a lot of airtime. I like what I see so far. That's cool. Bud is Bud, man. And like I said, had Devin not been as busy, and the only reason why I have Devin ahead of Bud is because of the road travel. Bud was calling his own shots. Devin was calling his own shots, but I watched all of these high-name fighters move around him. So that's the only reason why I got Devin edging Bud. But I want to go back to the usual suspects list. Break down the order and why they're there.
Indeed. First, I want to say, I definitely have to respect some of your criteria, though it's not in mine. Mm-hmm. Now, that criteria you alluded to earlier, I put a name on it, duckery. That's an important criteria because duckery causes for us not to be able to gauge certain fighters, like we was talking about last night. Can we properly gauge Tank Davis? and a lot of us on the panel couldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's hard, man.
we couldn't because of the duckery his team has put out and not putting them in the big fights, putting them in with his rivals and his adversaries, people that can be perceived on his level. You stated it once again about, have we seen Tank in like a 50-50 fight?
No.
So we can't properly gauge that, and duckery is definitely a deterrent. One of the reasons why we can't get these great fights and properly see who's the so for instance with Devin Haney, I'm not mad that you have him as number one, because duckery is a heavyweight in your criteria. Say if duckery didn't exist and Devin Haney was able to face the Sabril Matias, face the Tank Davis at the said time, face Ryan Garcia 2 years, 1.5 years back. He comes through all those wins. All of us would probably have him number one. Because he's been able to show us that talent against top-rated adversaries and peers.
Right.
But he's not getting that chance. So I gotta respect that piece of your criteria. Now going back to the usual suspect 6 pound for pound list, once again, we can compiled this and calculated this at the end of December. But since then, we in February now, not much has changed. We have Better Biev was the only person active between that time. And of course, we've seen him get the stoppage victory over Callum Smith. So he's now currently 20-0 with 20 KOs.
Amazing.
Now, with my specific list, the only thing that's different with the way I voted and the usual suspect list overall is my number 6 is actually, I'm in agreement with Marco Boxing, having Alexander Usyk. I voted for Alexander Usyk as my number 6. He didn't make the overall list, but I want to touch on that because a lot of people usually have smoke for me in regards of, yo, Steels, why you putting a heavyweight on the list? Mm-hmm. And though he is a heavyweight and has been campaigning as a heavyweight, we often forget that a bulk of his career was at cruiserweight.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I've heard somebody else say this. It was Blue Blood. You agree with how Blue Blood's train of thought, where you don't include heavyweights at all usually?
No.
You don't include them, or you don't agree with them?
No, I don't agree with. I do include heavyweights, and this is why I'm stating why I included Alexander Usyk. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah, to continue, Usyk, a majority of his career has been at cruiserweight, right? At cruiserweight, he was able to go undisputed, defend that undisputed championship before moving on to heavyweight and unifying against in today's era, or if you compare it to MMA, he's a super heavyweight. You know what I mean? Definitely Usyk is a smaller man, smaller weight. There might have been a 30 to 40 pound weight discrepancy. There will be a 40 to 50 pound weight discrepancy in the upcoming fight with Fury if it ever happens. So that's some of the major reasons why I put him on the list as a heavyweight. because he's a cruiserweight coming up to heavyweight now campaigning. Due to the fact that also additionally his accolades being undisputed, being unified at heavyweight, being the fact that he's undefeated. We have to look at his amateur accolades. He is a gold medalist. Things of that nature. He already has wins over guys like Joe Joyce in that semi-pro tournament where he was majorly oversized back then. So yeah, all those things in account, he was able to defend his belts, or those unified belts, even though one thing I must say, Usyk was very high on my list in the last quarter. He might have been, I think he was number 1 or number 2. Dropped heavily on my list for the reason I thought he lost against Danny Dubois for that body shot, but that's unofficial.
Yeah.
It's still unofficial. He still has the belts. He still came out and made Danny Dubois essentially quit or give up in the fight. So, but that majorly dropped him on my list, but I still got to give him credit that he was able to bring a championship level fight to a nearby location to his home country during a war. You know what I mean? That's some honorable shit. And I credit that. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's the only difference with my list. I had Usyk on there instead of Beterbiev, but to be honest, they're both interchangeable. But as far as Beterbiev goes, we know he just stopped Callum Smith. We look at the level of opposition, look at the manner of victory. He's been stopping all of his opponents. He has a perfect record as a unified champion at light heavyweight, 20-0. You look at some of the guys he stopped, like we forget about Alexander Vostok, who was
there's a name. Yeah,
Vostok at the time when he stopped. When he got stopped, Vostok was rated at least number 2, number 3. Some people had him number 1 in the division. A lot of people looked at Vostok with he had a high ceiling boxing ability. He was like a boxer puncher. Great, good size for him at light heavyweight. Beterbiev temporarily retired Vostok. Vostok was out of boxing for a good 2 to 3 years, and now he's trying to make his comeback. You know what I mean? So you look at what he did to Joe Smith Jr. in New York.
Hey, that was bad. That was bad.
You got Puerto Rican.
He did that essentially in his hometown.
Wait, hold on real quick. I fucks with Beterbiev, but Joe Smith from out here. And I said, I'm rooting for Joe, but I don't know about this one. I said that out loud. I said, Joe, Long Island, bro, I'm rooting for you, but I don't know about this one. And as soon as he touched him, that shit was over. I was like, damn, Jesus Christ. And they came out to support him too. And man, Beterbiev is different, man. He's fighting in the wrong era.
So you have the stoppage of Joe Smith, and then you look at how Joe Smith performed against one of your guys, Drew Bivol. Joe Smith was competitive, highly competitive against Bivol.
Yep.
But then we look at what Beterbiev did to him. Manner of victory, the way you separate yourself, the Beterbiev's immaculate with it. A lot of us, maybe not me, but a lot of us had Callum Smith being competitive against Beterbiev. Callum Smith was on let's be honest, he was on a slew of spectacular victories at light heavyweight since he came up short against Canelo. we have to remember Canelo didn't stop Callum Smith. Callum Smith at least went to 12 rounds, got his arm broke for it. You know what I mean? I've never seen that before. Your arm getting punched through. Canelo out here just destroying fucking guards. Like I never seen that before, but he lasted the 12. He didn't last the 12 against Better BF.
Nope.
Even that he's a bigger man.
Yeah.
6'4". I always was baffled how Callum Smith at 6'4" could get down to 168 with his frame, but
yes, that's bugged
he
out.
has a brother named Beefy. Like, make that make sense. You know what I mean? But
yo, sidebar. Y'all know what happened with Beefy in the UK recently?
nah.
Salute to Art Hostage. And salute to Art Hostage. Praise up for Art Hostage, man. They trying to take him down in the UK, bro. They told him to stop doing what he's doing, talking about corruption on his channel, and they bringing his ass to court. They trying to send him to jail. They're trying to send him to jail. I'm dead serious, man. So praise up, man. Salute to Art Hostage, man. He on their bumper, but they on his too. So I was just chatting it up with him in the DMs, man. So salute to my brother Art Hostage. Beefy tried to set a bitch house on fire.
Damn.
And they have it on video. Him and some goons. And it was him. I saw the video. I said, damn. And then Art Hostage started going back and forth with him on Twitter. Yo, it's fucked up. I don't mean to laugh. And I don't remember exactly what it was over. But that dude runs around with the Kinahan crew, man. They run around. They in those streets, man. Those dudes in those streets, man. And they try to set this chick house on fire. I said, damn. It's caught on fucking like Ring. Wherever it is they call it out there.
Wow.
Him and some goons. I was like, God damn, yo, those dudes is in those streets, man. Plyboy plays in that super chat. He said, best boxing show in the land. Marco, love your sparring breakdowns.
Appreciate
that shit's
you.
be tough, man. Yeah, my brother, Mr. Shelton, in that super chat. That's an inside joke, y'all. Only a handful of people know what we're talking about. Man, salute. But fella, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. What you were saying with
But yeah, so the Better BF, we can see the separation. We can see the manner of victory, how he disposes his opponent, the perfect record, the unified belts, he got accolades. You know what I mean? So I believe that's why a lot of the judges, a lot of the usual suspect 6 voted for him, making him our number 6. Number 5 is a new face to the usual suspect 6 pound for pound list since we've been doing it. And this new face is Jesse Rodriguez. 19-0. Yeah, Bam Bam, 19-0. 12 knockouts. Been making quiet strides in the sport of boxing. Of course, he's in the lower weight, smaller weight divisions, flyweight, super fly weight divisions. You know, those divisions aren't as, I would say, promoted and released to the public as much. You know what I mean? But us as hardcore boxing fans that take in the sport all the time, we got to credit him. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got to credit the victories against Carlos Quadras. You know what I mean? We got to credit the victory against Rungvisai, the stoppage of Rungvisai. And this is a guy that was, I think, was fighting below flyweight, then to come up and weight to get the WBC strap against Quadras, defended against Rungvisai, stopped him, and then go back down to unify flyweight division. Go back down, and he fighting the likes of Sonny Edwards, who's a decent boxer in his own right. a good boxer in his own right, an undefeated champion. Bam Bam handled him. Bam Bam handled him properly. Stopped that boy and took his belts. As we see the landscape in and around the super flies and flyweight division, there's not much fights for him. There's pretty much, he cleaned up the whole landscape, not just one division, both. I like that. You know what I mean? So I think the rest of the usual suspects 6, they like that as well too. So yeah, Bam Bam was our number 5. Number 4, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson has been taking a lot of flack.
Mhm.
A lot of it is because of his own doing. But to be fair, we try not to rate his activities outside of boxing. We want to rate what he does inside of the ring. We want to determine and judge and gauge what he does inside of the ring. And what he has done inside of the ring has been pound for pound worthy. Maybe not in the sense of entertainment factor, but as far as getting accolades, picking up legitimate belts. At one point, he was a unified champion at 130. Mm-hmm. He did egregiously lose his belts on the scales,
yeah.
But he didn't lose the fight. He whooped Robson Kaseyshaw's ass.
Yeah.
Another undefeated Olympian that was at the top of his game at the time when Shakur Stevenson beat him. How did he get his unification at 130? He fought a formidable champion in Oscar Valdez. Whether we like it or not, Valdez is a credible opponent who was also undefeated at the time.
Knocked him down too.
Exactly. Separation in big fights. Valdez didn't have a shot at winning that fight against Shakur Stevenson.
Shut him out.
Clean sheet. You know what I mean? A gentleman's sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Shakur Stevenson got on that night. Now he's at 135. He initially fought with that Japanese guy, Yoshiro, unknown, unheralded. Although he was highly ranked in a couple of sanctioning bodies and was undefeated, you cleaned him up, got him out of there. You know what I mean? Of course, the showcase against Edwin De Los Santos was highly lackluster, but we got to take into account the alleged injury that was sustained during the bout. But him still being able to somewhat control range and distance, control the style of the fight for his advantage. So that's where we kind of look at style translation, being able to get through certain situations and still come out with the winning result. The undefeated young Shakur Stevenson, like I said, with all those belts, being able to move up in weight, I think he's secured himself as a number 4 and has a chance to move up if he's able to fight the big fights. He's in the glamour division now at 135 with a bunch of good fights that can be made. Lomachenko is looming if he gets through Kambosos. You know what I mean? That's a title fight, unification fight that can be made definitely in the future. And we got the other guys at 135 that are definitely there. So Shakur definitely has a chance to move up, but he's number 4 right now. Number 3, we had come to the agreement of Devin Haney. Devin Haney has had a great year. A great year where we've seen him defend his undisputed against Kambosos over there in Australia once again. You've seen Lomachenko, albeit it was, some would say it's controversial. He did get the victory. He did get the victory to remain undisputed, remain undefeated. For me personally, what rose him up exponentially on my list, because he wasn't, I voted him number 3 as well, but in previous quarters, he wasn't that high. And in my last quarter, I don't think I had Devin Haney on my list. He just was outside of my top 6. But what shot him up on my list to number 3, and I think for a lot of us too, was moving up in weight and absolutely sweeping, cleaning up, rinse, washing, and drying Regis Prograis. A lot of us looked at Regis Prograis as the number 1, unofficially the number 1 at 140. And you could get arguably him or Tio. You would have to see it in the ring to determine it. But arguably, he was the number 1 guy. Devin Haney went up there and washed him. We just out here talking about MMA. I seen him in the gym grappling. What we doing?
What the fuck was that?
So he showed separation. You know what I mean? your manner of victory. That really impressed me from Devin Haney, which is the major reason why I had to bump him up and put respect on his name. Because as part of the part of Usual Suspects, I've been one of the ones that have been highly critical on Devin. Yeah, I've been highly critical on the guy. You know what I mean? But I have to give him his flowers after the year that he's put together this year, most definitely. And some of the brothers definitely are in agreement with that, why he ended up being the number 3 guy. How is Inoue number 2?
Wait, before you get to that, let me read this super chat. I'm eager to hear about this Inoue. Playboy Plays, my brother, back in that super chat. He said, I talked to Shock at McDonald's the other day. He was eating all the people apples that go into Happy Meals. He looks really good for the upcoming bout. Oh, yeah. I was about to say, if he's in McDonald's, I hope he's trying to do his best to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing healthy in McDonald's. They even sell salads no more. And I heard that lettuce they used to sell in the McDonald's salads was fucking plastic or wax or something. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But yeah. Oh, Shock. We got to start celebrating him a little more. And salute to him. He's wrenched. Go ahead, odd fella. Go ahead.
Indeed. So we down to our number 2, Usual Suspect, pound for pound. Once again, you can check out our list in total on Usual Suspect 6. We do have all their lists archived there. But our number 2, the Japanese monster, I forget how to say his name. Naoya Inoue. Yeah, Naoya Inoue. He's our number 2. Undefeated, undisputed 2 times within 2 calendar years. So we're looking at, he's fighting the best guys that are champions, and he's keeping it active. Look at the activity. That's understated right there. You know what I mean? a lot of us had the bigger, highly skilled Cool Boy Steph doing the job on a new way. Let's not forget, and let's not lie. Where are all the Cool Boy Steph fans out? Where they at? Because y'all had Cool Boy Steph watching this. Didn't matter if it was in Japan. They're saying the new way isn't world class. His style, he ain't never fought no black man before. He's never faced the black style. This is what we're hearing. I'm being real. You don't want to hear it, but you're gonna have to. We on the Drew's platform, so I'm here to give you the truth. The new way blasted through Cool Boy Steph. Outboxed him, outclassed him, and it ultimately knocked him out. Separation. Showing us style translation, moving up through the weights. He's collecting belts. Going undisputed once again within 2 calendar years. Capped off the year with beating the other champion to make it a full circle of undisputed against Marlon Tapales. Formidable opponent. Had the belt. Got it done quickly. That fight was made, I think, the new way might have fought 3 or 4 months before. And he's already setting that up to go undisputed. What's next? We see him in coming months being put up there against Louis Neri. We all know what Louis Neri brings to the table as well, but I expect a new way to style on Louis Neri, a formidable opponent. We have people now saying the new way should move up in weight and fight the likes of Tank to really secure a status. We heard that. We've heard even Tank's people saying that they're interested in bringing Little Monster a new way up. So we have to credit these things of, yo, this guy is so good, they actually want to bring him up all the way up to 135, 140 to fight Tank. Number 2. Our number 1. Well, before we get into our number 1, we got smoke for the new way determination. We got smoke for the new way because I tried to give our rationale behind a new way number 2. Has anybody got the smoke for that?
If we keeping it boxing, because there's that. Y'all already know my reasoning behind Anui, or I call him annoying in the way. It's only because the red carpet's rolled out for him, which is why I don't fuck with him. It's the same reason I stopped fucking with Gennady Golovkin. It's the same reason why I really ain't paying no attention to well, not pay attention, but I'm like, Loma, Triple G, and G McCall says he got smoke. He got smoke. All right. G McCall, if you want to come on the panel real quick, if you got time, let me know. I'll put a link if you want to come on and dispute anything. If you want to dispute anything about the Usual Suspects top 6. I just don't, you know what I'm saying? I openly tell you that. One thing you'll never hear me say is that these guys are trash. I'm not going to, well, old school, salute. I'm not going to go that far. I just have a problem with the red carpet being rolled out. That's all. That's it. The other things that I've spoken to people behind the scenes in reference to this guy, that's also different. But outside of that, I guess he a badass. I guess so. I guess so. And they're mentioning him and Tank in the same sentence. And as of late, I'm like, you know, F Tank because of his behavior. You understand? But if Tank, according to Leonard Ellaby, is really a, well, you know, what is it? Leonard Ellaby said, well, Coach Kenny said he's really a 130 pounder. Leonard Ellaby says he got caught on a hot mic saying Tank walks around at 160. So I'm trying to figure out which one is it. So if he's really 130 and they want Inouye to go up to like 126, and that's a reality fight. Fuck it, man. Tell Tank, you know, you already said, you know, you want to go to the UK, go to Japan and fight Inouye. Now I don't seem so crazy. G McCall says, let me put the brother's comment on. He says, definitely not trash. Just get all the opportunities. Remember, Cool Boy wanted undisputed and couldn't get that fight. I dig that. And then when they finally gave him that shot, he had to go all the way to goddamn Tokyo. So yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying. It's hard to.
Whose fault is that?
It's Cool Boy. It's Cool Boy. There's a lot of things he did wrong.
We got to put it on the American investors. The PBC's behind this, and
say it again.
PBC behind it. They didn't invest in Cool Boy Steph that had the fight over here, so we can't hate on the man for going to Japan to get the bag. If they put it in on bigger,
yeah,
it's still legacy.
Also, to add to what you're saying, the goddamn stacked raps. We know what we saw. And I got a phone call, and I was like, they were like, yo, did you see that? And I'm watching the video. I'm like, isn't that stacking? Yup. Unfortunately, that's what they do over there. Matter of fact, a Japanese fighter just died. I don't know if it was because of stacked raps though, but he just died due to injuries. Y'all saw that, Marco? You saw that?
Nah.
This Japanese fighter died from injuries. He's a young kid too. So I mean, and then I'm looking at those stacked raps. The first thing I saw when that dude, what is this kid's name? It's a Japanese kid too. The kid died, and where's that? Someone who sent it to me. Xavier, did you send that to me? No. Somebody sent it to me. I can't think of the kid's name, but he died. This is a dangerous sport. Now, as far as Cool Boy is concerned, he's the one that came out and said, his team said, yo, this guy stacks his hands. And they had a press conference and everything. At that point, I said, yo, cool. I see the violation. He was on ESPN, and Joe Tessitore was talking about, yeah, Inouye coming to the ring. And I said, yo, they just put tape on his fucking hands. They don't go like that. Tape, gauze, tape, it's backwards. I said, isn't that stacking? As soon as I thought it, my phone rang. They said, yo, did you call Scooter into? I said, I don't got his number. But then they made a big stink about it. They said, yo, look, you know, y'all remember. And I said, look, they're in Japan. They're not changing. Here are your options. Stay there and fight or leave. Pull out the fight. Scooter stayed, and he got knocked out. But he wasn't supposed to let Inouye get close to him like that, man. Yeah, that's the guy. Kazuki. Yeah, you sent it to me on IG, Xavier. Kazuki Anaguchi. I know nothing about this dude, but he died. He died. Now, I'm not saying it's... I'm not... Stormy, you crazy. I'm not saying it's because of stacked raps or nothing like that, because, you know, people just die in this sport. It's dangerous. What I am saying is, he was 23? Damn. What I am saying is, Scooter had a choice, and he stayed there, and he let that dude hit him in the face. That's what I'm saying. So, with all things being what they are, he chose to stay. He chose to fight, and Inouye did what he had to do. And as it stands right now, Inouye's such a bad motherfucker that they have him in the same sentence as Tank Davis, whom, as of late, to me, has become a bit of a marketing scheme. But that's another conversation. Because just because you celebrate it don't mean you're great. But Inouye has to prove to me that he's not Chocolatito. Because I remember they had him #1 pound for pound, and he got in there with Sarung Basai, and he did everything but tie clinch and knee him in the face. He knocked the shit. Yo, when you're on the floor unconscious and your face looks like like you're having a nightmare on the floor. He was on the floor like normally when someone's unconscious, they're like, no. Chocolatito was on the floor like he was crying. You know, like how you punch your kid in the stomach and they have that fucking silent cry for 5 minutes before a fucking sound come out. They're like, ah! One of those shits. He fucked him up, not once but twice. So Inouye's giving me shades of, man, come the fuck up off of Japan. Come up over here and do that shit. He's such a bad motherfucker. They got him in the ring with Tank. Fine. Right now, he's cleaning up. I'm not going to front on him. I'm just saying I'm not going to roll out the carpet for him because I know how the business does. And I'm openly telling you that that's my bias. I'm not saying it's right. That's my bias. That's why I don't talk about him like that. That's why I don't have him on the list. That's my bias. I'm just being honest about that.
Style translation, Drew. This is why I can't put him in the same realm as like Chocolatito. We know Chocolatito was being hyped by the HBO machine for some reason. But in this case, yeah, you can say ESPN and Top Rank are doing their due diligence to overhype Inouye. But when you look at the game tape of what he can do inside the ring, you can't deny that. He has footwork. He has boxing ability. He's able to fight on the front foot. He's able to fight on the back foot. He can counter. He's not your typical Japanese style of fighter that's straight up and down. He's showing, once again, he's able to deal with a difficult African-American slick style with Cool Boy Steph. And that was a major question that he never achieved on his resume yet.
Okay. I'll give you that. G. McCall makes a good point too. He says, who had Cool Boy on their pound for pound list prior to the knockout loss to Inouye? Because I don't recall him being on many. I did. I spoke on him, but I don't recall him getting that same courtesy. And that's what I'm talking about. He didn't get the same courtesy that Inouye was getting. I know Inouye was knocking people out, but you know, a win is a win. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like the way. That's why I approach things the way I do. George, salute. He said, George said, HBO hyped him because they lost their way. Facts. Yeah, he's talking about Chocolatito. Yeah. That's why I am the way I am with guys like that. You know, the Inouye's and the Chocolatitos and the Lomachenkos. When you get a guy that has a high, and in their credit, let me say this, in their credit, every now and again from those countries, you get a guy that's really good. But the media hype train, especially in America, they'll see more value in a foreigner kicking ass and taking names than the American fighter here that's already doing that. You know, and that's why I see those guys and I just say, okay, they don't need I always say they don't need my help in promoting. They don't need my help. They already got the red carpet rolled out for them. So whether I talk about them or not, it's irrelevant. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, I leave them alone because I already know what time it is with them. They're gonna be there regardless. There's always Lomachenko is always gonna be on someone's pound for pound list. Right now, he's on someone's pound for pound list. Right now, as we speak. Right now, somebody got Gennady Golovkin on their pound for pound list right now. We don't know what the fuck he's doing next. So, you know, but I hear you. So you're number one.
Yes. So the usual suspect 6, number one. Before I get into that, let me plug the shirt. You know what I mean? I got the usual suspect 6 undisputed tee on you in a day. You know what I mean? So you can be undisputed yourself. Shop usualsuspect6.com. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is. But our usual suspect 6, number one, top fighter goes to Terrence Bud Crawford, aka Sir Budrick. In the day, Sir Budrick. You know what I mean? Flowers to Terrence Crawford. He's been such a polarizing figure in the boxing community, I would say, especially on the YouTube community, I would say, for over the past year. But looking at his credentials, I believe started at 135, collected belts at 135, moved up to 140, became undisputed at 140. Although some of us may say his level of opposition of who was there as champions at 140 wasn't the best, but he was still able to unify and make himself undisputed at that division. Moving up to 147, here's where we get into the style translation, going up in weights, and the manner of victory. Because throughout his welterweight campaign, Terrence Bud Crawford has been perfect. He stops all of his opponents. In the most, I think, anticipated fight of our eras when it comes to great welterweights, we finally got what we wanted to see. We finally got 1 versus 2. And in that matchup between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, we seen separation.
Yeah.
We seen a dominant victory performed by Terrence Bud Crawford. Many of us were saying Bud's too light in the ass. He's not strong enough. Errol Spence is just going to walk him down and bully him. And none of that happened. We seen that actually Bud had trouble on the scales, had to come back to the scales to make weight. You see Bud came in the ring, the stronger man, able to bully Errol Spence. You seen Bud land over or close to 100 punches, land close to 100 clean punches on Errol Spence. And people wonder why his face looked the way it did. No, because that came into if Inoue was stacking his gloves, people want to say there's something in the gloves of Bud Crawford. I heard those whispers as well. To me, that's talk, and it hasn't been archived, and it's not official. Hasn't been officially determined that any of these unsavory actions have happened. So I'm not going to base hearsay and say Bud possibly stacked his raps. That's why they did it in Vegas, and the Nevada State Commission looked the other way type shit. Nah, I'm gonna give him his full flowers. For doing what he did against formidable, undefeated, unified champion in Errol Spence. I personally picked Bud Crawford to win this fight, but I didn't pick him to beat Errol in the manner that he did.
No one did. That was crazy.
So just by the fact that he did it with skill, and precision. This wasn't not no just one punch knockout type thing. This was a methodical breakdown of what he did to Errol Spence. I got to give a high credit, and we look at the aftermath. I'm gonna have to be real and get on the fans of Errol Spence and get on the head of Errol Spence, because what is we doing? You low key holding up 147. You holding up another great fight. When the fight immediately when it was immediately over, he was the one that was saying, "Yeah, we coming back for December. We in February now, bruh, and we still don't got a date. We in February, and Bud and Lost got stripped of his IBF, and now we got fools out here calling Boots the email champion.
That shit is not right, man.
And that's due to the fact of what's Errol doing? What are your intentions? You come out with news that, oh, you got cataract surgery and whatnot. So what is that supposed to mean? How postponed is this fight that you want with Terrence Bud Crawford? Is the contract absolutely immediate, so Bud can't get in no fights before that? What's going on here? You know what I mean? So when we look at this, the aftermath of what's happening after the fight, it's unfortunate, but that's due to the manner of victory. The beating was so brutal. I almost feel like stalling tactics are being applied as we speak. But with that being said, I think Bud is highly deserved. Once again, all six judges, all six of the usual suspects, six, that's me, that's Ack Reacher 45, that's Cadillac Red, that's KG, that's Stay Ready Boxing TV, that's 503 Lion. We all voted him number one, gave him 6 points, 36 in total. So that's our number one, Bud Crawford.
As long as you put it into perspective and made sense, it's all good. I mean, I'm looking at well, let me read this super chat. The Sensei Stormy B-Man in super chat. He said, "Damn it, if Nonito was 5 years younger, it'd have been over for Inouye. Nonito's style is the antithesis of fighters like Monster Inouye." Yo, listen, that first fight, Inouye was a little confused, and youth got him through that fight. All right, and I don't. Nonito's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, in that second fight, I was just fuck, man. God damn it. Whatever. I don't even want to. It's fucking crazy. But
shout out Nonito, because he every time Inouye looks in the face, he's reminded that Nonito did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I see.
It's his eyes a little bit smaller now.
Yeah, and I see my brother G McCall. He says, but when Bud was holding up the fight, it was cool. Oh, okay, yeah. I know those arguments are never gonna go away, bro. Those arguments are never gonna go away. And listen, you're right, man. We was on Bud's bumper for that, man. We was like, yo, what are you doing? We could have got this answer like 2.5 years ago if he'd have just took the 60-40, but he postured, he waited, he got what he want. And I heard some things when I got to the arena about Errol. I heard some things when I got there, and I'm like, huh? And I ain't gonna hold you. It showed in that second round. It showed. I'm like, uh-oh. I was like, uh-oh. But listen, bullshit aside, the man lost. If he was hurt, he should have postponed the fight. If he didn't spar 6 weeks, he should have postponed the fight. If he had any kind of ailment, he should have postponed the fight. For him to think that he can go in there 50% or less and that he was going to steamroll Bud Crawford, he found out in round 2, like, uh-oh. He found out as soon as he got into the clinch with Bud and he wasn't moving him. Uh-oh. So now it's like, yo, bro, you got to get your get back. And this man down over here. And then you wait until a week ago to get some eye surgery. Uh-oh. I mean, come on, y'all. What is he doing, man? And I hate that. And I fucks with Errol. Fuck that. I'm picking him in the rematch. But goddamn, why did he wait? All right, man. I ain't even gonna get into it, bro. It's annoying. It's annoying. And all I wanted Bud to do at this point was to say, fuck Canelo, man. Let me go get this Charlo bread. That's the fight right there. Stop fucking with Canelo, man. Fuck that guy. He got Benavidez problems. Bud versus Texas. That sells itself. He don't look Jamel in his face and say, yo, next. And what did Jamel say? We not in the same weight division. Come on, bro. So what? Make it happen. You and Canelo wasn't in the same weight division either. And he don't went upside your head. Bud and Jamel was a fight to make. Fuck Canelo, man. Fuck all that. That sells itself. Bud's making his way through Texas. Errol, Jamel, and Jamal. Fuck Canelo. I don't want to see Jamal in the ring with Canelo. We know what's going to happen. Let's be honest. We know how that ends. And I hope it don't. Let me be clear. Not rooting for Canelo. I hope Jamal goes in there and lands something. But look what Canelo's doing. Jamal and Bud. It's clear what he's doing. Stop giving this dude. All right. I ain't want to go. It's a whole nother fucking show, man. Marco, your thoughts, bro?
On which part specifically?
Just take your pick, bro. It's.
I mean, there was a lot covered.
Bud being number one pound for pound. Your thoughts?
That's a tough one, right? Because he wins the most anticipated fight in decades, right? I mean, not only wins, annihilation. But he fights one time.
So one-sided.
But then he fights once, right? So it's one fight.
Right.
Arguably, the only generational talent he's ever beat in his career. Arguably, right? Mm-hmm. Generational talent. So it goes all down to your specific criteria on what you think a great fighter is. So if you think beating, Sean Porter and beating, God, what other huge name has Bud beat?
Amir Khan.
Okay, Amir Khan.
I'll give him that. I was at that fight too. I'll give him that.
Okay, Amir Khan, Sean Porter. If you think beating those two guys is their generational talents, well, then that's your criteria. But for me, the only generational talent he beat was Errol. So for me, that was a great victory. But Bud will not be an all-time great until he beats at least one or two more big names. He'll be a great of this era for sure, but an all-time great, I don't know about that. So does he deserve number one over Inoue, for example, who's, two different weight divisions or three? Usyk, who's been a champion in two different weight divisions. Haney, who's been a champion two. Does he deserve that? I think I'm not so sure he does, because as boxing fans, we tend to look at the last thing that happened. We really remember the last fight, especially a fight of that magnitude. So that's why people now think Shakur is garbage, because his last fight was bad. Now, I'm not saying he looked good in his last fight, because he didn't. But for me, I like seeing a couple fights. I like gathering more data. Your sample size needs to be a little bigger. Mm-hmm. So Bud being first, I could argue against it, but I could argue for it. Like, I see why he could be first, but I see why, like, Haney could be first, or why Usyk even, or why Inoue. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at belts as much, personally. I look at who you beat. So if who you beat has a belt, to me that matters. But if who you beat has a belt but isn't elite, that doesn't matter to me.
At this point, one thing is for sure. Devin Haney is in the Hall of Fame for his accomplishments, and Bud definitely, beyond a shadow of a doubt. If you say Bud's not going to Hall of Fame, you're just a hater. Bud's going to Hall of Fame, bottom line.
For sure.
And again, we all heard some things about Errol, but the bottom line is we saw what happened.
Right.
And if Errol wasn't feeling well, he was supposed to pull out that fight.
Well, on the same token, I don't take away from Errol because he had one bad performance. I mean, awful performance, but he had one, and it was so lopsided. It does make you think, maybe he could do better. I don't think he'll win no matter what, but he'll definitely do better in a rematch. I'm assuming.
It wasn't supposed to look that way. I told my dad,
you don't take away everything he did.
I bought the pay-per-view for my dad,
and
I said, Dad, this era's Leonard Hearns, and I said it could possibly end up like Hagler Hearns, and I'll be damned. What we looking at right here, Jay Steels?
This is the Usual Suspect 6 website. For anybody that wants to look further into our rankings, these where they can be found, usualsuspect6.com. Our divisional rankings haven't been updated in a while, but of course, we just went through the pound for pound. As you see here, we've done a all-time greats list. That could be for another discussion for another show.
That's always fun.
Y'all can tap into that. And of course, we have our individual scorecards that so you can look into how we individually scored the last pound for pound. This is me right here, suspect number 5. And there goes my list. And as you can see, I had Alexander Usyk number 6, but pretty much my list coincides with the Usual Suspect 6 pound for pound. But yeah, that's how it goes down. Tap in. We also got part of this website. I like to note we have the boxingdirty.com where we archive the dirt. You know what I mean, and we see the dirt bag kind of bent up.
I love this part. This is the part I love.
So tap into that. I think
you know what's crazy? That picture kind of been. His head got bigger since then.
It has. Well, that's a receipt in itself, Drew. That's a receipt in itself. I think our next candidate should be Jarrell Big Baby Miller. After that incident at the rental car place or the car place.
Oh my God.
I think he's a legitimate candidate for the boxing dirty. But yeah, all dirt is.
Hey, Marco, don't you speak to Jarrell?
Nah, I ain't never spoke to you. Shoot.
A little bit.
I don't know where you heard that, Drew.
Yeah,
He
that
doesn't.
was fucked up.
Not much. Like not really. Like he doesn't really respond much, and not really.
Yeah. Hopefully he back home.
It's too bad because he had the size and the talent. If he did things the right way, to be pretty good.
I mean, these brothers turn to Islam and they don't change who the fuck they are. Tank and Jarrell. This motherfucker comes home from Saudi, and I know he got a bag to get him out. I know I don't know, but I heard he was going through some financial straits because of all the suspensions and shit. And he gets a Saudi bag, he loses, but he got his bag. Comes back home, goes to Florida, and beats the shit out of a repo man or some shit. I mean, come on, bro. You gotta do better than that.
Makes me feel good that Tank doesn't just shit on me with his comments. It's across the board.
Yo, he shit on Steve Cunningham.
What would he say to Steve?
Steve hit me in the DMs, and he said, "Look at this shit."
Like what I did, right?
Yeah, they went, like same shit he did with you.
I didn't respond to him, but what did he say to Steve?
Yeah. Steve, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, he's an interesting dude. What are you gonna do?
The fuck, Killer Mike got arrested.
Yeah, right after one.
pulled a couple Grammys and shit, and then they
was
walked
cut.
out.
They locked him up after he won the Grammys.
Yeah, B.
What was he arrested over?
I don't know. I just saw
I
it.
don't even know.
What
Oh,
the
they don't know.
I don't even
Listen,
know.
oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Steve, he hit me and he sent me the screenshot. He said, "Yo, what the F, Tank? I'm just speaking truth." He says this dude is dealing in world events. The boxing is just fun. He's talking about the Turk. He's not gonna bow to boxers' demands, especially where the whole world is watching. He's talking about Turkey Al Sheikh. While these fighters ain't fighting each other, when I was champ, I'd have fought. I'm reading how it's written. I'd have fought every champ in my division on the same night for what they're offering. It's a bag. Fighters want to be stars now more than champions. So Tank responds to him, "It looked like you back where you started, so that's nothing to brag about, legend." That's what he says to him. Then he says, then Steve responds to him, "By far I'm not, champ. Guys from my era spoiled the fans because we fought the best back to back to back. Y'all got to put on. You can't wait." And then
What do you say to that?
This was yesterday.
Oh, Tank didn't respond to that last one?
Nah, not that I seen. And
No, Tank has some balls. He's talking shit to a Saudi prince. Like,
bro, this guy done lost it,
what are you
man.
doing? What are you doing?
Look, now, so he was just talking shit about the PBC and Al Heyman, and some of that shit is justified. I ain't gonna hold you. Some of that shit is justified, but that's when you put the pressure on the PBC and say, "Look, the Saudis, they see value in me, so I could take my ass over there and be done with it." And Tank, if he ends up to be a free agent, I don't know what his contract is or what any of that shit looks like. But the Saudis, I mean, look, they're major players for now. But Shakur and Tank, if they're free agents, can you imagine what can get done? Devin free agent, Tank free agent, Shakur free agent. The game will change, but they all got to work together. Are they willing to do that, man? This is an amazing period we're in right now. It's amazing. The potential is crazy, you know. But right now, the way, if y'all missed it, go back and watch BFTV's live yesterday when that dude came in.
Was it a dude from Tank's family?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Mark. Here's what happened. Dude came in and referred to Tank as his family. So BF was just talking to him. And you know what it is? You ever had someone talking shit and then they're talking about somebody and they say that they're related to that person, they're cool with that person, and they don't know the whole time that that's like your brother or some shit? Oh, yeah. You're like, oh, yeah. You cool with him? Yeah. Whole time, this is the same nigga that be at your family reunion. And they don't know that you super cool with the person. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? It was one of those situations. So BF had to pull rank on him. I'm like, yo, bro, you talking all this shit. I don't know you, but Tank's real team, real family fucks with me. What are you talking about? And then it went from that to, once he body bagged him on a particular topic, it went to, what we want you to do is we want you to come to Baltimore to this gym. It always goes there. It always goes there. And you know the rest is history. Tank looking bad, and he got to fix his life.
Well, he says he wants to fight Conor Benn now.
Now, how could that be when Conor Benn is 170 pounds?
Well,
And
technically,
Devin's 140. And even if people said he was 165, which was a lie.
Yeah.
But even if he was 165, why are you chasing around Conor Benn, who's 170? He was 5 pounds over what your fans said Tank couldn't fight at. And fucking Leonard Ellerby on a hot mic was caught saying, hey, Tank walks around at 160. We heard it.
Yeah. I mean, Did Connor call him out first?
No, Connor wasn't even talking about him. You know how this started? You know how this started?
Himself in the conversation.
That's all it was. Connor, after he won, just put out a hit list, and Tank wasn't on it. And then Tank started talking shit to him, and it's like you having a conversation over here, and the nigga over there says, "Yo, what about me?" It's like, "Yo, my man, I wasn't talking to you."
No, that's
what
weird. That's weird.
Yeah, he got mad because he wasn't on the list. That's all that was. What in the name of fucking Daddy Hug Me is this?
I was gonna say he seems highly insecure, Tank. Like highly.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. When I did like a little research, I said, did Connor say his name? And here's the funny part. He's telling Connor hit up Eddie Hearn. But when Eddie Hearn hit him up on behalf of the Haney situation, he said, "Yo, let's talk." He was like, "No." What do you mean no, man? Okay, you don't want to deal with Eddie Hearn, or you think Eddie Hearn's gonna have his hands in the bag? I get it, fine. Now you're telling Connor to call Eddie to fight a guy that's legitimately bigger than Devin? You guys are all over the place, man. It's not even worth me getting hype about this shit. We're seeing this in real time. Somebody go take this kid's phone, man.
The Devin ain't digestible. That's the
Say
difference.
again?
I said Devin ain't digestible. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Conor Ben is food.
Mm-hmm.
Tank can't digest no Devin Haney, can't digest no Shakur Stevenson, a la Calvin Ford saying, "Well, why would we fight him?"
Marco, do you know you have the most viral clip
Which
in
one?
a long time? And Coach
I've
Kenny,
gotten, not to toot my own shit, but I've been getting a bunch of viral ones. So which one are you talking about?
when Coach Kenny told you, "Why would we fight Shakur if he's not gonna stand there and let us do what we do?"
Oh, Coach Calvin, you mean? Yeah.
Coach Cal. When he said that, and when he said, "Yo," he basically told you they're scared of poor judging, and why would we fight Shakur if he's not gonna stand there and engage? I was like, "Oh my God, he's saying this shit he's really saying this. People are gonna see this." I didn't want him to say that. That's some shit. I swear to God, if Coach Cal said that in the gym, I'd have looked around. I'd be like, "Yo, Cal, you shut the doors.
You know what's funny?
You can't say this out loud.
I
Do
look
not
at it
say
a little-
this."
I look at it a little different. I feel like he's being honest. At least
But,
he's being
but
honest.
look at the trade-off. What he was honestly saying, Tank can't beat Shakur. That's what he said.
He was saying he doesn't want to take the chance of losing. That's what I got out of it. And there is
boxing.
I get
So
it.
so
I get it.
so now
So
he don't want to fight Tank.
Would you rather him do that, or would you rather him think that, but be like, "Yeah, well, yeah, sure, send the offer," and then just ignore it? Wouldn't you rather just hear him at least be honest?
Yo, I appreciate the honesty, but now people are still arguing with us. I said, look at what he said. What he told me.
It's
My
obvious.
translation, and this is no disrespect to him, but what I learned when he told you that was he can't coach Tank to trump the style of Shakur.
Right. But
He
Kenny,
does not. And he knows what he has in his product in Tank. And Tank doesn't have the tools to stop what Shakur brings. So Shakur, according to his coach, beats Tank.
I feel you, but look at the other side. Kenny says the total opposite. Now, maybe he's saying that to do damage control. I don't know. But he's like, we want Shakur next. That's who we want. We want to clean out 135 and then move up. That's what he told me.
They flipped the coin and they didn't do anything.
And they're not fighting either guy, right?
so how can I believe what you say when I see what you do?
Yeah. No, I mean, and another thing too, though, we have to remember the coaches aren't Tank. Like Tank clearly is a little, we don't know what, because he has to ultimately.
That kid crazy. That kid crazy, and I think he's having a psychological meltdown.
I think
I'm going to fight in the UK. I don't want to fight in Saudi for the astronomical amount of money, but I'm going to go to the UK and fight next. But I got this ankle bracelet on. What the fuck are you talking about? Devin Haney's too big, but I want some Conor Ben. Huh?
He has that. You remember that old clip where Mike Tyson and Teddy Atlas, when Tyson was an amateur and Tyson goes outside before an amateur fight, starts crying.
You saw crying,
like,
yeah.
And then goes in and knocks the dude out within 30 seconds. I feel like Tank has a lot of that. I think he's terrified deep down, doesn't want to win. But when he steps in, he takes care of business.
See? Marco, I just was telling Stormy, there's a lot of similarities between Mike Tyson and Tank Davis. There's a lot of them. And people thought I was crazy. I'm telling you, you gotta watch this kid. The most important thing to Tank right now are the people around him. They're gonna make or break him, and the first thing they need to do is tell him to get the fuck off of social media, because he's making it bad. He needs to shut up. There's not one thing he said in the last week. There's not one thing he said in the last week that makes sense. And I'm watching this kid, and I said, this has Mike Tyson written all over it. All over it. Those meltdowns he's having, talking about he want to rape a chick and I'll fuck you in your ass and make you love me. I'm like, whoa!
Whoa.
Goddamn, someone go get him a goddamn Ritalin.
Picture if Tyson had a Twitter back then. Forget about it.
Bro, it'd have been bad. And we're seeing Tank is unraveling right in front of us. And I'm not making fun of the brother.
No.
All you guys standing in the pocket for him, you need to be concerned. Is he talented? Yes. He's one of the best. Right. All we want to do is see him fight the best, improve it, and y'all coming at us. It doesn't make sense. It's like non-alcoholic beer. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
This is stupid. And then, listen, man. Listen. If Devin was food, he'd have ate already. We just had Coach Cal tell Marco they don't want no smoke with Shakur. He said that. I didn't make it up. They flipped the coin. Heads Devin, tails Shakur. I think it landed on Shakur, right? Well, it don't matter who it landed on, because they're not doing me. Heads Devin, tails Shakur. El Rayo. Huh?
But he's not even fighting him officially.
Yeah,
Right?
He's on point, Drew. Put the coin back in my pocket.
Put it back in the pocket.
Go the other one.
Yo,
El Rayo, Frank Martin, dog.
So we're not getting Frank Martin. We don't know if we're getting El Rayo. He's not fighting. He's scared of Shakur, and that was honesty from Calvin. He said judging, which I don't buy, but he knows he can't coach Tank to do what he needs to do to beat Shakur. Devin Haney is too big, and but your man, you saying he's too big, but your man just called out fucking 175 pounder, 170 pounder. You know he got on that scale to be hydrated back up. Right now, Conor Ben is 190 pounds. Right now.
Regardless of that, he just fought at 150. So that's still way above 140. 135, excuse me.
But this is y'all king. I'm just wondering what the fuck. And what we found out about Mike Tyson later on in his career. When he fought somebody that went head up with him, he had a problem. He fought Quick Tillis, who didn't have enough firepower to keep a young Mike Tyson off him. But when I watched that fight, I said, you know what? Somebody uncracked this code. The next fight, he fought Mitch Green. Mitch lost, but Mitch provided him with enough problems where the KO streak also stopped there too. And I said, height, a jab, and someone that could push him back is going to give him problems. And I'll be damned. And I'm looking at Tank, and I'm looking at Devin, and I'm saying, shit, what really happened in that sparring session? We heard some shit already. What really happened? Because if Devin was food, and I said this all the time, belts don't matter. Translation, we don't want no smoke with Devin. Because Devin was running around belt collecting. How the fuck did Tank Davis, the A-side, allow Devin Haney to become undisputed on his watch?
Well, when they sparred, wasn't Devin like 15?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I really don't take a lot of that wasn't valuable to me. They're grown now.
I think sparring is very valuable, but not when somebody's, not when it's like 10 years ago or whatever.
Right. They were kids. So, I let that rock. Do it now. And what we do know is Devin wanted to smoke and Tank just ignored him.
I feel
and
like
then he ignored Vasily Lomachenko. Everyone's saying, hey, man, he beats Loma. I'm like, I hope so. But I know for 5 years, Loma been on his ass. And while Tank was ignoring Loma, Haney was chasing Loma. Franchise belts and everything.
I think Devin and Tio are the only two that'll actually fight anybody. The other two guys are
Tio won't fight Devin.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, bro. You don't know the whole history with that? The last price out, he said, I want $20 million to fight Devin Haney. What?
Tio legitimately has a bit of a point because he has those two huge victories, whereas, and he feels like he wants to make as much money as he can. I'm not saying he should not fight Devin, but he's trying to use his accomplishments as a bargaining chip, because in boxing, there's nothing guaranteed.
At 140? At 140 for unification?
No, I'm just saying the fact that he beat Taylor, the fact that he beat Loma, him and Devin have, equal
right after he beat Loma, he was supposed to fight Devin for real undisputed. He didn't do it. That was when they changed the rules for the franchise status right before our eyes, because the franchise status was not transferable at first. Right. And right after he beat Vasily Lomachenko, he petitioned for it. And surprise, surprise, Mauricio Sillyman gave it to him. And then he started running around talking about, I'm undisputed. Devin said, no, you're not. I'm the WBC champion. Come get this smoke. He said no. He started talking about these weird price outs, and Devin is pulling up on him in the street, and he never fought him. And then there's this. Where is it at? Listen carefully. This was 2018. This is Teofimo Lopez.
Hey, Devin Haney made a comment, trying to make whatever it is. But at the end of the day, Devin, you don't know. The WBC is not going to have you, even if you do the competition, they're not going to have you fight for the title. You can get mad at everything. I'm fighting for the title after this fight, for the IBF. And then after that, me and Loma for all four. And where are you? You're not going to get a shot, bro. And you don't know that, but we do. And that's what we did. I'm not going to fight more fights. So it is what it is, man. Talk what you got to talk, my dude. But at the end of the day, you're not becoming a world champion at 135.
And that's not true, but he did fight Loma for all four, right?
He did.
Yeah.
So no. He fought him for the franchise status, which was magically became up for it was up for grabs magically. What happened was Loma vacated the real strap, asked for the franchise status. That's how Devin ended up with it. He fights Teofimo and loses. And then they gave him the franchise status. So you see a picture with Teofimo with 4 belts, but that green one is a fake one. Because, by the way, where's that belt right now? Where's that franchise status right now as we speak? Where is it?
Poof, gone.
Magic. That shit vanished. It's gone. Steve Espinoza, I know you had broke out, Mark, but Steve Espinoza told me, he said he heard Mauricio is getting rid of him. Yeah, you at the presser. You had left though.
Oh, you went up to him. He was cool?
Yeah. He was mad cool. And he told us, he said he heard Mauricio's getting rid of him. I said, yo, the franchise status is the reason why we didn't get Devin versus Loma like 3 years ago. And this is why we didn't get Canelo versus Jamal 4 years ago. And now he's getting them. Yeah. Now they're disappearing.
I was just thinking of that woman the other day who was like roasting me. I don't know what was she there? She was like the head of press relations or something.
Oh, that was oh shit, what is her name? The white lady.
Like, what are you standing there? What are your hands in your pockets? You don't even have a phone or
man,
camera.
she was busting your balls, man. She was busting. No. Yeah, Clarence was there. Yeah.
And you softened her up a little bit.
Yeah, verbal judo, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then you could tell that was her It was her like dry sense of humor. But at first, I don't know you. Are you joking?
Yeah. She's like, "Who are you? What are you doing?" I was like, "God damn! Do you have a real camera?" And we stayed there with phones and shit. We was like,
Then she cracked a slight smile. We're like, "Oh, she's joking."
Yo, Jay, if you with Kathy Duval, that's her. Kathy Duval. Yo, Jay, if you was there, yo, for a second, you would have been like, "Bitch." Yo.
That's what I was about to go to. Like, who the fuck?
Yo, she was on the stage and she looked down straight to Marco. She said, "Who are you? You don't have a camera. What? You gotta wait." I was like, "Damn."
Then she goes, "Why are you standing there with your hands in your pockets? Where's your phone? You just gonna go without a phone? I mean, without a camera? You can use a phone?"
I was like, "Damn."
And then Drew was like, "I don't want any smoke." And then she kind of smiled a little, and then she started softening up.
Yep, Marco, in that moment, that's what it's like to feel black. she went straight.
Unwarranted questioning, Drew. Fact.
She went straight to him. Straight to him. I said, "Damn."
And she was standing above us, looking down. It was the whole thing. It was just real emasculating. Fuck.
Oh. But she was she pulled a lot of rank, and had Showtime not gone under, that's the person you want to get cool with to get invited to sit like that. But since then,
now it doesn't matter, huh? Now we'll never.
Now
see
it
her
don't
again.
matter. I don't know what she's doing now.
Like, fuck you.
I got her picture in here somewhere because I had did a I did a motherfucking selfie with her. There it is.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I did. Look, y'all.
That's the woman who was very. Look at her. Look how mean she looks. Look, she's scared. Drew's legitimately scared. Look at her.
Yes. Fucked up.
Got her lips all tight and shit.
But wait, I got her to smile though. I got her to smile. I did.
There we go. He did it. She probably wanted a little bit of a. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, that's why she went to you. That's why I meant to tell you. She went to you because she thought you was cute, bro.
Big
Oh,
up,
you're gonna make me throw up.
Yo, you wanna give her a taste for a bag? I think she rich.
I don't go to old bags for a bag, so no.
Come on, give her the cougar status at least.
Word.
What?
The cougar status at least.
Nope. You got the grandma.
Those places, cause Tay Jones came through at it wasn't at that one. It was at the which one that Tay came through? But Tay flew in for a day, and he was just rubbing elbows with cats behind the scenes, because those are the connections. Those are the connections that you want.
Check this out. I don't know if they're joking that Roy Jones kissed her in the mouth and James Toney. Is that a joke?
That's a fact.
What?
How's it a fact?
Probably a video somewhere.
What? No, you didn't. Did you?
I did. I did. That's real shit. They ain't exaggerating in the chat. Yeah, that's out there.
This must have been years ago, though. Like years and years ago.
But she used to be hot.
I mean, 30 years ago.
I mean, this might have been like shit.
Roy kissed her on Fight Night
8 years ago, maybe.
Send the link immediately, please.
That far back.
Yo, Drew, this Main's gonna send it to you, please.
Main biker, please put the link in the chat. I got.
Yeah. Pull out the receipts. This real.
Oh wow!
You remember it, huh? All right.
I remember it. That's why I said cougar status. You know what I mean?
Yo, you know what?
Who's James Toney? They agree with me.
Yo, you know what? I don't. Hey, Auntie Jenny, how are you? Salute, Auntie. Yo, you know what? I don't put it past, because you know this business is. You remember that scene in Boomerang when Eddie Murphy had to sleep with Eartha Kitt? Marcus.
Can we get a little darker in here?
You make it a little darker.
She goes. A little darker.
Yo, Oh shit!
Empty.
Yo, please put that link in the chat. I need to see that.
Yeah, do it. I don't believe it.
Oh my
I mean, I guess
god!
I believe him that he's saying it, but I still kind of don't believe it. Gross.
She said, Marcus, I don't have any panties on.
Like whisper in his ear.
Oh my god! Eartha Kitt was hot back in the day.
Who was?
Eartha Kitt.
I remember watching that movie, and Robin Givens was. And you know who was smoking? The other girl, the girl who played Sunshine in Harlem Nights.
Yeah. Woo.
You seen her now? She didn't age that well. She's real overweight now.
Yeah. You know, life is good. You know, I think she got a couple of kids and everything. Ain't she a grandma or something?
She was, she was smoking. She was in a bunch of movies back then.
Yeah, she was it. Tim TV said he's seen it. Oh no.
Send us the link.
Please drop it. Somebody find it and drop it, please. I need to see this. Because she's been around the industry for a long time.
Yeah, I wonder what she's doing now. You think she just got fired, or she moved on, or she has a different job?
Women like that are always connected. She's probably still in the business somewhere. You know, just doing what she do. Because she was directing traffic in there like crazy. It was all her. That was her job. And
yeah, she was
busting everybody's ass.
Yeah. Like, all right, move it. Next. No. Don't
get out. You ain't got no camera. You got to wait. Stand over there. Go over there. You know, I was like, woof. God damn. But
yeah, that was wild.
I think Roy and James, I ain't want to say it, bro. Lord, I ain't going to say it.
I'm
not going to say it. I ain't going to say it.
The 3 train?
Yeah, I must have forgot. Yo, I mean, she around all of these big black men. You know what I mean?
You did make her smile pretty quick, Drew.
Yeah, I did. She warmed up to me pretty fast. I was like, uh-oh.
Sure did.
I was like, uh-oh.
That's why she didn't like me. She didn't like me because I was white.
At one point, when I took the selfie, when she walked off, she like put her hand here and it just did like this. I was like,
oh, you felt the energy?
Yeah, I was like, oh. Uh-oh. Wait for her to pull me to the side and be like, yeah, next time we do one of these, I'll get you exclusive interviews with everybody.
Man, you meant he got her panties dusty.
Now imagine this. Imagine she told me that, and I was the herb to throw her a bone, and then Showtime goes under. There's no boxing no more.
She has no power.
No!
Remember,
I can't get clean.
You're like, but she guaranteed it to me, and then they'll be like, she has no power.
She has no power, you idiot. Yo, just like in Boomerang. They're like, you slept with her, she has no power.
That's
what are you
saying
doing?
That. Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, y'all. I'd be like, yo, I'm gonna get all the exclusive interviews, man. Y'all gotta come through, man. I got all the exclusive Kathy Duba. They're like, yo, Showtime tanked. What?
Oh.
I call Kathy, her number's not connected no more and shit. I'm like, no! No! Yeah, I'd have to close my channel after that, man. I'm like, nah, fuck boxing. I done sold myself. I done threw the penis somewhere, and Showtime just collapsed. She knew what she was doing. God damn it.
I guess there's worse things.
I'd have had to go on a farewell tour. That'd have been done.
See, nobody
Yo,
sent the link.
y'all get a chance, send me the damn link if y'all can find it, man. I gotta get out of here. I think the general's on your eye, fella. Let them know how they can find you, good brother.
Indeed. Once again, thank you for having me on the platform to be able to display the Usual Suspect 6 pound for pound. Find us on usualsuspect6.com for more lists like this. Of course, all of our media content. We will be live this afternoon. I believe we be dropping some content. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk and 503 after 78 is live. As well, we'll be on the Beltway, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Supreme Beats Boxing Talk, doing the weekend recaps, boxing recaps. So yeah, tap in. Y'all know what it is. Your favorite yet your most hated R filler. Salute to the usual suspects. Salute to Marco. Of course, salute to Drew Titan. Salute to the whole LDBC. And I'm Gizon.
Appreciate you.
Shop usual suspects. It's the
They
fam
sent
right
a link,
there.
by the way. I don't know if you saw that. Somebody sent a link down there.
Oh, okay, there it is. Okay, Marco, let them know they can find you, bro.
Marco Boxing, Marco 3 underscores, 3 of them boxing on Instagram, which has lately been blowing up as of late. They don't pay shit, so that sucks, but I still appreciate it. And of course, YouTube, same thing, Marco 3 underscores boxing.
Excellent, man. Excellent, man. This is a brilliant show, man. And this is what it's about, man. We talking boxing over here. Fuck all that other bullshit. Pep Talk tonight. And before Pep Talk, me and Stormy, we're gonna be reviewing the God damn it, I have a brain fart. The fuck we're talking about
All right.
the goddamn movie with the vampires versus the werewolves.
Okay, I just saw the link, by the way. He pecked her on the lips like that and gave her a hug. That's it. They said tongue kiss. Not a tongue. These dudes are wilding out.
You have to pull up the Roy shit. That probably
That's the Roy one. That's right there. The link is the Roy one. He just goes and gives her a hug. And she did not look like that when we saw her last.
Oh no, so no. Underworld. Thank you. We're doing the Underworld the 4 movies on Underworld. Do not miss me and Stormy cooking on Underworld. Why do I keep forgetting the name of those films? Those are some solid films. We're gonna have some fun. After that, Pep Talk. The General's on. Let's head over there. You already know what it is. Drew Titan, Bros on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. That's my brother Arthur. That's my brother Marco. And yeah, we're going. And fuck Subarel Matias.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.